here's a new project. Got a few things done, and I had a video of it, but I included that scooter, and then I got this one after I had done stuff to that scooter. So basically I just cut all the motor stuff off, and sitting over there, and I made this plate, drilled holes in it, and then slotted them. And right now, I'm pretty sure that the motor is like in the middle of the adjustment. So basically, I welded the plate on there, tack welded it, and then I'm going to take it off right now, and then I'm going to get rid of all this extra metal, and then see if I can slot the holes out a little bit more, because this chain is number 35 chain, and it's really small for probably going to be around 8 to 10 horsepower with this. So it's a little small, and yeah, it's going to stretch, so I want to be able to adjust it, and that's why I am making all this cool plate setup. So I got this upside down here, and I'm going to take the back tire assembly off and weld the brake on there, because originally this thing was reversed. The sprocket was on that side, so for something like that to happen, this does have a ratchet drive, and I had to weld that on there, because if I didn't, it would unscrew itself. But the ratchet drive is going in the right direction. It's just I had to weld it on there so it didn't unscrew itself. And that's the same thing here on this brake drum. I'm going to have to weld the rotor on there right now, and then I'll also leave the wheel off so I can weld without messing up the wheel or the sprocket, which is aluminum. So yeah, I'm going to take that off. I put a zip tie where the axle would rest on both sides, so I don't forget where to put all those little pieces of hardware. I got that off, and then I'm going to leave this on to keep the threads from getting weld on them, and I'm going to go ahead and brake clean this and that, and then kind of wire brush it, and then I'm going to weld it on. Alright, so my plasma cutter stopped working because the tip was messed up, but I found the tips that came with the machine, and I put those on there, and I cut the rest of this off. The welds are really bad because stick welding is hard whenever you're welding, well, really any kind of welding when you're welding big thick steel to little steel. But I mean, I just kept doing layers and layers. You can't really see them, but they're really strong, so that won't be an issue. And then I cut all the access off. I kind of wish this wasn't there, but that is off of the homemade air compressor. But I'm gonna go ahead and take the grinder and then clean all this slag up from the plasma cutter, and then I think I'm gonna cut this off because I'm kind of tired of it, and then yeah, I'm gonna go from there. Alright guys, so I got all that cleaned up, and it's Christmas. I got the chain on. It's looking freaking perfect. Like literally, it couldn't be any better than that. So I'm very, very happy. It's very tight, and that's fine. And it does get hung up on the sprocket because there is no chamfer on this sprocket. Just like basically, so up here you can see there's that sprocket there, and it has a chamfer on it. Most sprockets have this. Basically makes it look like that. Actually, the side opposing my fingertip direction on that side is way too much, but that side, but you get the point. So I'm going to go ahead and take that chain off again, and then I'm going to make the chamfer on it, and then I'm going to go ahead and start it and see how it does. Okay, so I said I was just going to get it running, but there's a lot of people here today, and it's Christmas, and people don't really want to hear this. Plus, the way this is, the exhaust kind of shoots right at the carburetor, so I got all this carburetor worked out. I made sure I put new O-rings in it because it has a plastic Venturi needle in there. And so yeah, that's all done. I drilled the jet out a little bit bigger, and then that's all torqued down. And then I'm making the exhaust flange right now for a pipe, which is not going to be a muffler. I don't really care. It's going to be loud, and that's the way everything should be now. But yeah, after that, then I should be able to get the gas tank, which is off of a beat up mower with a rod that's about to go out the side of it. and that's gonna go like up there because if I put it here I couldn't stand. So yeah, but eventually it's gonna have a gas tank down there and a pulse pump, so that way you can just fill it up down there. Alright, here we go guys. I'm gonna go ahead and turn this idle screw up here. It looks like it's a star. The sucker is already cranked wide open. I'm gonna take the spring off, and because there's no throttle on this, it's gonna be hard to get it broke in. It's got a lot of friction in it from the honing. Plus it's ported the crap out of it, so it's like way different fuel mixtures even though I drilled out the jet. And this is not a good idea to start this stuff like this because I have the timing advanced by drilling out the coil. So it's a little bit advanced, and that's not good because if your engine decides to fire before you want it to, it's going to hurt really bad. Didn't like that, so it's having an issue with the idle for sure. But you can see that it's running plenty rich because there's freaking gas on the outside of the carburetor. Definitely does not want to idle. Wow, look at all that blow by. Or no, that's probably coming out of the exhaust. Oh, you know what? Yeah. There's a few things leaking for sure, but the head gasket is fine. So yeah, we have a very high idle situation, so I'm gonna go ahead and start tuning it, and then yeah, but it freaking rips, dude. I mean, it's throwing a lot of air. There's like oil all over the house coming out of the pipe. Like, I was feeling it, and it's got a lot of airflow for sure. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and fine tune that, but that's all for the video now. It's gonna run for sure, so thanks for watching, and give it a like.